Uncle Thrasher's kitchen!
Welcome back to my kitchen. It's me, Uncle Thrasher. Today we're going to make some meatballs. We're going to make meatball sub. We're going to make some spaghetti with meatballs. I'm also making a fresh sauce to go with it. Without further ado, let's get into these meatballs. Let's get into the meatballs. In our meatballs, today we have some 80-20 ground beef, some ground pork, and some pork sausage. And before you freak out about what I'm putting in my meatballs, can't find fucking Bentonville. So that's why we have pork sausage. Also, I've got some onions, some garlic, some Parmesan, some parsley, and then some basil to finish out my sauce. So let's get into the meatballs. And before I do that, I want to tell you that we do have $24 in the bank from the last episode. My buddies Mitch and Pat felt sorry for me after watching the last one, gave me $12 each. So we're gonna put their names right here today. Also, Mitch decided he didn't want to be himself. He's a fucking pirate for some reason. So there's a picture of Mitch, there's a picture of Pat. Let's get into making the meatballs. First things first, we're gonna process the veg. So set that right there. Those garlics in there. Parsley. Just kind of ripping it up, throwing it in there. Don't want to use much of the stems as possible. Just the leaves if you can. There, that's enough of that. Alright. That's the best part, the onions. All right, here we go, finally. All right. So, I'm gonna mix that up. Some of the juices are going to help to make it make the meatballs nice and moist. Everybody loves that word. Once you get all the vegetables processed up, we're going to throw in the ground beef. Pork. Sausage. We got the meat in the bowl. We're gonna put the vegetables in the bowl. And then we're gonna add some seasoning and then we're gonna roll the balls and get to cooking. So, pull this out of here. Make sure you get everything. So we got that. We're gonna add our Parmesan. Also, gonna add some pepper and some salt. Good now. You need some seasoning in there. Just a little bit of salt though. Parmesan salt. 1 egg. I'm gonna crack it on a flat surface so you don't get any shells in your meat. And then you mix. Some people use breadcrumbs. I don't use breadcrumbs. I don't like the breadcrumbs. Just get your hands in there, mix it up. Make sure you get that pork all throughout the ground beef. That way it keeps it nice and juicy. Almost said moist again. I hate that word. Don't forget to wash your hands. So, time to make meatballs. Scoop them out, roll them up. Who's ready for some balls? Meat. Since we pureed everything in the blender, you should get a nice even amount of veggies running through each meatball. My knife skills are not the best, so we would have some large onions and some small onions and whole pieces of garlic and things. And, you just want to make sure you don't let that happen. All right, so we've got a pan of meatballs rolled out here. I think that's going to be plenty. But I'm going to go ahead and roll the rest of these out so I can freeze them up, save them for later. It's time for some meatballs. We're going to fry them up right now. We need some olive oil up in this piece. Nice little bit of olive oil. Brown chicken, wow, wow. Gonna fry up these meatballs on all sides. You don't want to overcrowd the pan because that'll take the temperature of the oil down. You don't want that. Just let these brown up nicely on all sides. Probably about 2-3 minutes on the first side and the second side, and then we'll pull them off and then we'll finish them in the sauce. If you're wondering where the sauce is, I haven't fucking made it yet. So, that's next. Some good looking balls. Worst camera lady ever. Drop the camera. Garlic, a little salt, a little pepper, a little red pepper, whole tomatoes, smash them with your hands. Nice and easy sauce. Some of these will splash you in the face if you're not ready, so keep your head back. All right, sauce is ready for the balls to go back in the bath here. Get them ready to put in the sandwich. Put them in here and let them finish cooking. That way the sauce goes through them. Everything comes together and the sauce gets a nice meaty flavor to it. Everything kind of just works together. So, the sauce flavors the balls flavors the sauce. How about that? All just kind of works together. How many balls do you put in the pot? As many balls that fit. Put as many balls in the pot that will fit at one time. And that'll work for me. Alright, so meatballs are going. I've got the sauce done. Now we got to talk about this bread I'm using, which is a wonderful Italian loaf. But when we're done with it, it's going to be a nice hot loaf. It's going to be ready for some balls. So I have this nice Italian loaf here. It's going to be nice and crispy once we throw it in our oven that's been preheating at 375. If you want it hotter, do it hotter. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. Anyway, I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to butter both sides, and then I'm going to throw it in the oven. That ought to be exciting. I'm going to go all the way through because we want to kind of hold together a little bit. Make sure you get some butter on here so it'll be nice and brown and crispy. All right, so into the oven we go. All right, so I have a lot of meatballs. It's gonna make more than 2 sandwiches, so I'm gonna go ahead and boil some pasta, and we're gonna make some spaghetti and meatballs. How's that? I've got some water boiling. Just gonna dump this pasta right in there. It'll be ready in 7 minutes. All right, it's almost time to make sandwiches. Almost time to make some spaghetti and meatballs. I've got some delicious Parmesan cheese we're gonna finish it up with, and then it'll be time to eat. I'm freaking starving. Okay, pasta's done. We're about to pull it and strain it. You gotta remember, the pasta still cooks when you take it out of the water to the top. So, if it's a little less than done, that's okay. By the time you get to eating it, it will be ready. Toss it around, see if you can get as much of that starch off as possible. That way it won't stick together. Plus it stops the cooking process if you wanted to do that. Let's pull this bread out and we'll make some sandwiches. Nice and crispy. Delicious meatballs. Ready to go. First things first. Got some provolone cheese here. It's just what I feel works best for meatball sandwiches. Mozzarella too. All right, so let's put together this sandwich. Put the meatballs down on there. Just gonna throw these bad boys in there. And we'll put some sauce on top when they're done. All right, next is the spaghetti. All right, so I'm gonna use my hands. It's my spaghetti. I'm gonna use my hands. All right, so just take you some spaghetti there, some noodles, lay it down. Drop some meatballs right down here. Nice light tomato sauce too. It's not real thick. Take a little ladle. Get some of this delicious gravy here. We're gonna finish with some Parmesan cheese. I love Parmesan cheese. Maybe a little too much, but you know what? That's fine. There's some meatballs. Sandwiches are ready to come out. All right, so I'll show you what I'm working with here. Throw a little bit of sauce on top of here. Why not, right? If you don't want to, don't do it. These are my sandwiches, so I'm gonna do it how I wanna do it. Because I'm a huge fan of Parmesan, I'm gonna throw some right on top of here. Get a little saltiness. Just gotta throw the top on that. Throw that right there. Throw that right there. And there you go. Meatballs 2 ways in about 30 minutes. Didn't take long. You can use any kind of meat you really want to. Just as long as you put the Parmesan cheese, the egg, so it holds it all together. You want to make sure you use a fatty meat so it adds a little moisture to the meal. If you want, you can put some beef stock in there and add some moisture if you want. Doesn't matter really. Once again, I would like to thank Pat and Mitch for buying the meat for me today, because I got their $24 and they can suck it. So, until next time, have a good day.